Jamie Scott is a British singer, songwriter and producer. Jamie Scott also wrote and produced music under the name J.S. Baylin and was the writer and lead vocalist behind the band Jamie Scott and the Town. Scott is heavily influenced by 1970s artists like Cat Stevens and James Taylor, and also by neo-soul artists like D'Angelo. He has appeared in Step Up, where he sang on a song on the soundtrack. Scott relocated to Los Angeles in 2011 where he worked on in collaboration with Tommy D called Graffiti 6, they were signed to Capitol Records. Scott is now living back in the UK and is preparing to release his first solo record since 2007 on Virgin Records in the US. Scott has had major success as a songwriter with many artists and is one of the main collaborators with UK boy band sensations One Direction, including singles Story of My Life, Night Changes, You and I, Midnight Memories and More Than This. Scott co-wrote their fifth studio album Made in the AM released in November 2015. Its debut single Drag Me Down went straight in at number 1 in the UK singles charts and debuted at number 3 in the Billboard Hot 100 chart. The track went on to reach the number 1 spot on iTunes in 90 countries. Scott opened up for One Direction for 5 dates on their Where We Are tour, playing 24 August 2014 and 27 August 2014 in Dallas and St. Louis as well as the 3 Rose Bowl shows in Pasadena, California. Jamie Scott's solo album My Hurricane was released on January 20, 2015 and debuted at number 14 on the iTunes chart in America. Scott recently stated on his Twitter page that he would be going on tour in America this summer. Further details have yet to be announced but many believe he will be opening for One Direction during the On the Road Again tour due to his many cryptic tweets regarding the subject. Biography Early life Jamie Scott started playing guitar and piano at age 7. He grew up listening to his parents' classic albums, and was influenced by artists like Stevie Wonder and Donny Hathaway. Inspired by singer-songwriters Simon and Garfunkel, Jamie Scott formed a duo in college and played acoustic shows in London. During this time, a dying aunt bought him a new piano. For the next 3 years, Jamie Scott spent his time playing records and writing music. Music career According to his website, Scott never listened to popular, contemporary music while he was growing up. Scott started his musical career by pursuing a publishing deal for music written for someone else to sing. When Jamie Scott sent his demo tape to publishers, they responded that they liked his voice and wanted him to sing the songs for himself. Because of this, Scott signed a contract with Sony Music in 2002. He then teamed up with producer Toby Smith, a former keyboardist from Jamiroquai, to work on his full-length album. As he was working on this album, Jamie Scott played solo shows with only his acoustic guitar. He then played a blues and soul magazine tour. Following that, he performed with artists such as Alicia Keys, Ryan Adams, Carleen Anderson, Gabrielle, Kelly Clarkson, Mario Winans, and Ginuine. Scott writes music on his guitar and piano, and always starts with the song first. He insists that he cannot write in a format specifically to get onto the radio. Scott's songwriting is a way for him to make sense of life and relationships. The lyrics for his song Just were inspired by The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. According to his website, the song Searching is about trying to make it in the record industry and not listening to people who try to bring you down. But it could also apply to any situation where a person lacks confidence, but is trying to appear strong. Scott's full-length album, then titled Soul Searching, was scheduled to be out in early 2005. However, due to the merger between Sony and BMG, production got delayed. His song, Made, is on the soundtrack to the motion picture Step Up. Jamie Scott performs the song in the film, and he also has a brief part as the character Colin. He also plays guitar while Drew Sidora is performing Till the Dawn. In 2011, Scott started working with music producer Tommy D, under the name Graffiti 6. The duo's song Stare Into the Sun has been used by the Sun newspaper as part of the Seize the Summer advertising campaign and also in the Dutch commercial for Weeks beer. In late 2011, The collaboration found early success with their music being used on a few big television shows including Grey's Anatomy, CSI New York and Covert Affairs. The pair signed with Capitol Records in the U.S. The album Colors was released on January 24, 2012. Their second album, The Bridge, was released independently on April 21, 2014. Scott has written and produced for many artists including Alissa, Michael Kiwanuka, One Direction, Enrique Iglesias, Nicole Scherzinger, Marsha Ambrosius, Ron Sexsmith, JLS, The Vamps, Little Mix. He also features in Example's single Millionaires, and Wally Lopez's You Can't Stop the Beat. In October 2013, Scott announced on Twitter that has recorded a new record called My Hurricane as a solo artist, to be released on Virgin Records in 2014. Business equals, Scott and Wilson also co-founded The Angel Face in 2012. The Angel Face is a publishing, management and production house which is currently based in Shepherd's Bush, London. The writers and producers include Jamie Scott, Nick Hartman, Squires and Mike Lewis. The latest artist been developed is Millie Pie, who recently was tipped by MTV and is starring in the Coca-Cola advert. Discography. This is the discography of British singer, songwriter and producer Jamie Scott. Albums Solo, Jamie Scott and The Town, Graffiti 6. Singles 2004 Just a Euro UK Singles Chart UK number 29, 2005 Searching a Euro UK number 32, 2007, When Will I See Your Face Again a Euro UK number 41, 2008 Standing in the Rain, 2010 Stone in My Heart EP. Songwriting. Productions, additional tracks, 2006, Made, 2007, Olivia, 2008, Smile, 2008, Bleeding Love, 2008, Valerie, 2008, I Miss You. Latin Grammy Awards. American Music Awards. Filmography, actor, Step Up a Euro as Colin, music, 27 Dress as a Euro writer and performer of Lady West. References. External links, Graffiti 6 official website, Jamie Scott and The Town official website, Jamie Scott at the Internet Movie Database.